Hello, and welcome to another FAQ Monday. I'm your host, Fluff, and it's just great out today, isn't it? Monday really is the best day of the week. Really. I love it. Will Drake Dunder play any Restrepo songs in concert? That is a big negatory. We felt that it's very important to just kind of leave Restrepo's where it lies and just move forward. We're very a look ahead kind of band, and we don't really want to look too much into the past, revisit those songs. We just want to do something new and fresh. Now, maybe way down the road, maybe we'll cover something, maybe much like recently, Howard is on a Killswitch Engage song. That takes a decade of healing and of relationship building and just kind of doing your own thing and breaking away from the old thing. So once we establish break away from the old thing, anything's possible, I suppose, but for now, definitely not. What was your dream rig when you were younger? When I first started playing guitar, it was several things. It was a 2-channel dual rectifier with a Mesa Boogie 412 cab with, a Strat or a Les Paul or a Gibson RD, right? That was one rig. But I do distinctly remember really fantasizing about Jerry Cantrell's facelift dirt era rig, which is basically a Bogner Fish preamp with a VHT power amp. I'm not exactly sure which one as I'm saying this right now, but in the live facelift video, which I think was put out on DVD and digital just a few years ago, but there used to be a VHS tape that I used to get. It was called, it was Live at the Moore Theater, which is in Seattle. And it was basically at the very tail end of the facelift cycle. And they came home for a triumphant concert in, it was really snowy and cold out, and they just ripped a concert, and it was amazing. It was filmed, and I loved that tone. It was very martially, very modified Bognery, martially kind of tone, but I always wanted a Bogner Fish preamp. Although I have read and heard from many people that they only really work with the VHT power amps. So that specific setup had that tone. Used with any other power amp, they didn't really sound that great, so I don't know. But I did want that with the G&L Rampage. So I wanted a G&L Rampage for years. And then they finally reissued them, and I was sorely disappointed. Life. What are the best pedals right now in 2019? I could rattle off a few different pedals, but instead I'm gonna go with some of my favorite pedal brands because I think that's more broad, and really all my favorite pedals would just be a bunch of overdrives. And I think I owe it to you guys to expand a little bit upon that. I really love what JHS is doing. Josh is doing a great job with JHS. I love his YouTube channel, that's no secret. But JHS is a great pedal company. One that you may not have heard of is Mr. Black, which is down, it's here in the Northwest, down in Portland, I believe. Mr. Black effects are incredible. I really love Alexander. I really love Caitlin Bread, Death by Audio. Matthews is really good. I love the smaller companies. Electro Harmonics are a classic, but I love the smaller builders because I just think what they do is typically very unique. And in order to be in that space of that size, they do have to be doing something fairly unique. So, JHS is obviously a huge pedal company at this point, but with Mr. Black, they're very small, but their pedals are absolutely incredible, and some of my favorite that are out. Really nice reverbs, tape delays. They have a solid state delay that I have in the closet that has an old school slider, as if the old tape delay machines had back in the day. So yeah, those are some of my favorite, but what are you guys into as far as pedals? What's your vinyl setup like? So I am a huge vinyl fan. I think I just got a 4th crate to start putting records in because I've overfilled 3 other wooden crates full of records. Let's see, so my current setup is My actual turntable is a U-Turn Audio Orbit with an upgraded cartridge and an acrylic platter. And that is I guess it would be considered a belt drive record player. It's very, very simple. It's on and off, and it's made in the USA. It's made in Boston, I believe. And they're a couple $100. Very, very high quality stuff. They sound great. And that is going into an Orbit Audio Pluto preamp. And I just have some bookshelf speakers that are mid-range, whatever. They're not crazy expensive or anything. And that's basically it. And those things are sitting on top of my great-great-grandfather's end table from the 1950s, which is really, really awesome. It's like the perfect space. It's literally what it was built for. So that's my vinyl setup. It's very, very simple. It sounds very good, and it is great for just kicking back and just enjoying some tunes. Guitar you least pick up in your collection? I mean, technically speaking, anything in the storage locker I pick up the least, but I would say, boy, out of all of my guitars, I play my old stickered Strat the least, sadly. Just because I'm not really, I have the Stingrays, and if I want a Strat style guitar, I'm looking for a humbucker in the bridge that has a single coil. It's a great guitar. I love the guitar. It feels right at home, but I play that probably the least. That, or even more sadly, the Gibson RDs that are just sitting in storage. I should really go through the storage locker. I keep saying this on camera in hopes that I do actually go and sort through it, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't play. Anything I'm actively playing is here with me in the studio, and I do rotate out a lot of guitars in the rack, but gone are the days where I used to have a big long line of guitars like in my old house, just outside of the door. I had all of my guitars, and it was insanity. And a lot of them just collected dust, which really bugged me because I hate seeing like dusty old guitars just sitting. So at least this way they're being kept in the cases, and when I do want to play them, they're immaculate and they're not all dusty and grimy and dirty. So yeah, but yeah, I'm a Strat Gibson RD, least played, sadly. Thoughts on the Fender 66? I'm not a I don't know. Here's what it reminds me of. Like, I get the aesthetic, and I love the aesthetic of a jazz bass, and I love the aesthetic of a Strat. It looks like a Strat was walking on by and stubbed its toe on a coffee table, and it got all swollen on the bottom part of the body. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a cartoon. And I know it's supposed to be a really awesome guitar, but it's not for me. I don't hate it. It's a Fender. I like Fenders, but that particular guitar is not really for me. I think they made another one. It was like an offset style that was kind of weird looking as well in that series. I can't remember the series off the top of my head, but it's not for me. Do you tab your songs in Guitar Pro or anything like that? Years ago, I did try to kind of hash my stuff out in Guitar Pro. I do like what it offers, and it really offers you the ability to kind of just play with things. However, I need to hear an actual guitar. I can't hear just a bap, 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 bap. My buddy Rob Scallon writes in Guitar Pro constantly, and I think Sarah Longfield does too, sometimes, if not all the time. But I can't do that. I've tried, and I can't do it. However, the software is amazing, and it has a lot of technical advantages, and for sharing songs and collaborative kind of stuff, it's also awesome. It's also awesome just to write music with. So I get it. I totally get it, but that I just can't. I work too fast, and I can't sit there and just kind of work it out. I don't know. It's maybe if I knew music theory or notation better, it would work. But no, I'm old school. I just track stuff and kind of remember it, or will track a rough idea to jog my memory when I go to actually track it. And I just utilize the DAW as much as a writing tool as other people use Guitar Pro as a writing tool. And now Fluff reads a tweet. I just started the Keurig with no coffee mug under it. It took me a full 10 seconds of staring at it to figure out what was wrong. Morning's going great. My suggestion to you this week is to check out the new Killswitch Engage album, Atonement. This album burns, it slaps, it fucks, it's awesome. This is a great album. It was engineered and mixed by the great Andy Sneap. Classic return to form. It's aggressive. There's lots of guest vocals with Howard and Chuck Billy from Testament. Songwriting and the riffs are just nasty. If you are a fan of good riffage, absolutely do yourself a favor and check this one out. It's incredible. All the clickable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.